WCBS Studios here in Hudson Square, New York. We are live on Facebook Live. I am Rob Hawley in Studio 11B here at WCBS, and I'm joined by Carl Daikeler, CEO and co-founder, I want to get it right, of Beachbody, a fitness and nutrition company. Today, we're not talking about fitness. Well, we're kind of talking about fitness, but we're going to be talking a lot about technology. So welcome to WCBS.
Thanks for having me, and I appreciate it.
So now, Beachbody most definitely is a fitness company. You guys put it right there in the name. I remember getting P90X on DVD, and I still have them. In my house. To a lot of people, that might sound quaint. DVDs. So talk about how much technology has moved Beachbody from when you guys were founded in 1998 to today.
Well, first off, I have to correct one thing. It looks like a fitness company, but I think what's special about the business is from day one, we've always incorporated nutrition, helping people understand portion control, and accountability, meaning creating community. So you can imagine now, with the advent of sort of a platform that we call Beachbody On Demand, now we have the ability to truly help somebody stay accountable to what their goals that they want to achieve. So how many people out there have bought a P90X for $120 and maybe broke the cellophane on it, maybe put it in once or twice and then never did it again? Now they come to Beachbody On Demand, and through the advent of technology, we can tell when they start. We can ask them how the workout was, and if we find out that they don't come back, we can say, would you like to try something easier, because we have over 500 titles on Beachbody On Demand. So it's kind of like the Amazon Prime of fitness, where for $99 a year, you get access to everything we've ever produced, and whatever your goal is, we're plugging you into a nutrition plan that you can follow along right there online, and a community that's going to help you stay accountable. So like, that could never happen when I just shipped you a box of DVDs. You were just gone. You were on your own. And that's the miracle of this. But it's, to achieve your goals, it has to be a holistic solution, and that's really what Beachbody represents.
With Beachbody On Demand, you talked about it a little bit. Like you said, it started out with DVDs, and I also remember there was a whole big book about food, because nutrition is so important with this. What are you able to add to the mix with Beachbody On Demand besides just the videos?
Well, a couple of things. First off, this feedback loop of understanding, getting feedback from a customer to understand what they might be struggling with. So we have a whole staff of fitness and nutrition advisors that help people on our message boards. We have 350,000 coaches who run a thing called challenge groups that they run in these challenge tracker apps, so they can tell, did you drink your nutrition shake called Shakeology? Did you do your workout today? And if you didn't, they can follow up with you. These are things that with the DVD, and in fact, we were one of the longest companies selling VHS tapes, because, the way it used to work, this is when DVD players came out, people put the DVD player in the living room, and they moved the VHS player out into the garage where they would work out. Well, now, with the advent of Wi-Fi and everything, you basically have the best technology streaming to any web-enabled device, and you've got access right there in the palm of your hand to your meal plan, to track we have these little color-coded containers to help people with portion control. You can track how many containers of the greens for vegetables or the yellows for carbs and so on. So it just makes, look, I like to consider it immersion in achieving your goals, and that immersion is enabled by technology. So as I was flying into New York, you look over and you see all these neighborhoods. Now, I don't see neighborhoods anymore. I see thousands of mini health centers. That was never achievable before, where we could have actual connectivity, and a person could have a world-class health and wellness center in their home if they just subscribed to this service. That was enabled by technology and the internet.
One of the things that I really remember from P90X, because I did it more than a few times, but I remember Tony Horton. I remember the cardio disc, where he'd be saying, we're going to burn out some of that gunk, some of that goo. Right. And I remember that line because clearly I watched it a lot, which would be, I would think, one of the pain points of DVD, which is the repetition. Sure. You can't get. Can you guys alleviate that with Beachbody On Demand by constantly refreshing content?
We come out with about 5 new programs a year. Okay, so each year we want to refresh it and have a new set of content types. So for instance, last summer we launched a program called Country Heat, which is kind of like a cardio dance program set to country music. In November we came out with a full 30-day program called Core to Force, which was mixed martial arts meets core training. And we have anyway, we constantly have stuff coming up to make sure that there's variety there and appeal to those who, they want to find the new thing. Or if there's a P90X diehard, there's probably 50 different workouts expanded, an extension of the P90X brand that lives on Beachbody On Demand. I couldn't have shipped people 50 DVDs along with their $120 purchase. It would be financially irresponsible. But now they have all unlimited access to Beachbody On Demand for $100 a year, and they can just do all P90X workouts. They can ship between P90X and Insanity, or if they want to take it easy, we have a thing called 3-week yoga retreat for people who, and this is stuff that would have never been marketable if we had to produce the DVD. The fact that we can just put it on the platform and a person can investigate it without having to spend another $100 on a program. They get to just dabble and they go, oh, this fusion of Pilates and yoga called Pio really works for me, or this really cool choreographed dance program called Size works for me. And all of that has this sort of backstop of community, of people doing the same exact program as you on that same platform. That's what's different than, you can find workouts on YouTube, right? But you then have to try to construct them into a program for yourself, and you're still on your own. And there's a reason there's a trend of obesity, and that's because it's very hard to do it if you're on your own. I can't stand working out, and I eat like a second grader. But the fact that I'm the CEO of the company, I got to be the proof the product works, so I'm held accountable by thousands of people, and I know that they're struggling too. And that's what, we call it technology, and I know that's your beat.
Yeah.
But really what technology is enabling is a human experience that is tough to get if you have to drive to the gym or you have to try to figure out what nutrition is best for you. Like you could do 3-4 stops a day to try to do the very same thing you can do in your living room on one technological platform.
How do you guys view tech at Beachbody? Is it one of those things where you look at the landscape and you see what's out there, you see, the ability to stream live video, things like that, and you say, all right, how can we use that? Or do you guys say, this is the content we want to get out there. What do we need to either buy or make to enable this kind of content? Or is it a little bit of both?
Yeah, you pay close attention to what's happening in the marketplace. Obviously, as we're watching YouTube deliver videos in a very efficient way, it's like, hey, there's something there, but we create exceptional content that takes you through a program, let's say P90X, over the course of 90 days. So we want it to be structured in a way. So just the advent of YouTube, we couldn't just sort of put our stuff on there. And then we watched Netflix. We watched companies like Daily Burn. We've even seen Peloton come along, and what we have that's unique, and we saw, and we sort of waited until we felt like we could execute it the right way, was this combination, a holistic combination of a ton of variety, cost efficiency. I mean, $99 a year is extremely cost effective for $7,000 of programming, and bringing the nutrition component to the table as well, because I don't care how many workouts you do, you can't outrun pumpkin pie. Okay? It's going to catch you, it's going to drag you down and beat you. So you have to have some sense of the right portion control to meet your goals, and people feel a little bit lost. So we try to get them in this sort of mindset of how to manage their nutrition. And by providing that online, and again, making it a holistic experience, you look at what Weight Watchers has done and Nutrisystem and other weight loss companies, and you look at what fitness companies have done, and we say, okay, now let us synthesize this. And in fact, that's what we call it, the synthesis of wellness into the home, so that the home is not just this place where you sleep and the place where you watch TV, but it's actually a place where a family cares for their wellness. And now they have a tool that's in the palm of their hand or on any web-enabled device in there, so that truly the family can work together to, okay, here's the thing. The healthcare crisis that's an insurance issue, right? That all they're negotiating in Washington is an insurance issue. Technology has provided a solution that when you think about, for instance, type 2 diabetes, a massive problem that costs over $250 million a year, $250 billion a year, right? And that's a lifestyle disease. Now, many people are pre-diabetic right now, and what they need to do is exercise and have better nutrition. Now that tool is available to them in a constantly evolving and supportive environment right through technology. And you just couldn't have that before. It had to be a gym that was a couple miles away, or it had to be a nutritionist that was over there at the shopping mall, and you would go make an appointment with her. Now she's right in your house through Beachbody On Demand.
A couple of times you talked about community, and it's so important because, like with the DVDs, you were doing it alone, or maybe you were doing it with your family. How does technology help engender the community for Beachbody? Is it just through your employees, but do you also have forums, and not necessarily forums, but forums for other people who are working out to encourage each other?
Yeah, well, we have this thing called the My Challenge Tracker app, and what that does is helps our 350,000 coaches organize groups that are specifically tuned to weight loss, fitness, and wellness, okay? And the reason that that's important, and the reason that we created the app in the community, and we have message boards as well, is that, look, you can get lost in your Instagram and your Snapchat and your Facebook, and you can see people's cats, and you can see their baby pictures, and all that is good. But we wanted there to be a place, call it the third social media home, the place where you take care of and have accountability for, and there's no noise except for the accountability around your health, weight loss, and fitness goal. By knowing that it's focused there, but still it's in the palm of your hand, and there's not going to be this noise of kitten photos and all that stuff. That you're going to be able to get right to it. And I know sometimes people, in fact, they see a lot of Facebook posts about Shakeology. We like to encourage our coaches and customers to be the proof that the products work for us. They're walking billboards. But at the same time, we don't want to turn their social media feeds into commercials. So we encourage people to, hey, look, you want to help all your friends on Facebook. You want to help your Instagram and Snapchat friends. So get them in a challenge group, put them in the Challenge Tracker app, and take the dialogue there so that it can be focused and you can really serve your customer and help them get results. And again, you look at these things, like you look at Snapchat and posting photos, and people are now more accountable to their vanity, the way they look, than ever before. And you can't say you're a health and wellness coach and be way out of shape. You don't have to have a six-pack, but you got to be living the lifestyle a little bit. And by managing that inside the Beachbody On Demand platform, you can sort of get your game together, and then you can represent it out to the world and actually be a beacon for helping us solve this trend of obesity. 266 million people in North America overweight or obese. 266 million. I mean, that's stunning when you think that I think the gyms have a little over 50 million people, 50 million gym members, $22 billion a year industry, and 67% of those memberships goes unused. Yes, by installing, through technology, a world-class fitness center right in your home with Beachbody On Demand, now it's going to get used because it's right there. You don't have to get made up. You don't have to put on special clothes. There's no mirrors around. There's no people gawking at you. There are no people making you feel uncomfortable. There's no sweaty machine. You're just working out in the comfort of your own home. And that way, hopefully, we can arrest this trend of obesity, and that's only made possible through technology.
With social media, with people pushing out, because I know a lot of times people are excited. Have you ever had to say, you know what, we need you guys to pull back a little bit because there is your brand is at stake. I mean, you don't want the brand to be diluted, or you don't want it to be used in a weird way. Have you ever had to reach out to someone who's sharing all the time and say, you know what, pull it back just a little?
Sure. Well, I think it's really people who just try to sell. We say to our coaches, don't sell, help. You talk to people about what their goals are. That's one of the things that's broken about the fitness industry, and why I think a product like P90X or Insanity worked is we stopped just trying to sell a piece of equipment. I saw another ad, and I can't believe I saw it again, for one of these belts that does electrical stimulation, and it says FDA approved. And I'm like, are we still falling for the concept that I can wear a belt and turn a switch and sit at my desk, and it's like I'm doing sit-ups?
It's like the machine that wiggles you.
Yes,
from
exactly.
The 30s or 40s.
You just got to look at the fine print, and the fine print might as well say these results were done in conjunction with Beachbody On Demand, because it always says these results were combined with fitness and proper diet. That's the fundamental truth to losing weight and looking great. And here, look, spring is here, man. Like, the truth, the layers are coming off, and people are going to do vacations, and people are already going on spring break, and they're going to be like, shoot, this bathing suit doesn't fit like it used to. They're going to have to take it seriously. The good news is they don't have to do it all in 1 week. They don't have to do it all in 1 month. You can lose 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 pounds, depending on where you are at your starting point. You can lose like 5 pounds a week with the right program that's convenient for you, right? If it's right there. And like, so I'm traveling here. I'm in from California, and we have this thing called the Challenge du Jour. So we put a video up on Beachbody On Demand that is basically pulled from the library of 500 titles, and that's the one that we say to the community, try this one if you haven't tried it. So I got to do plyometrics cardio in my hotel room, didn't need any equipment, 40-minute workout, and I got it done in my hotel room on my little iPad. Like it just doesn't get any better than that. Didn't have to try to figure my way around to the gym at the hotel. Like, it just works. This is the one thing that I think for people who want to get healthy and fit, it just works.
From a tech perspective, as you guys have advanced through technology, I mean, everyone's going to make missteps. Everyone's going to make mistakes. Where have you guys made mistakes, and more importantly, what have you learned from them from a business perspective, so other people don't make the same mistakes?
That's a great question. This is one of the hardest things to discipline about technology, as they call it, feature creep, right? And as we were building out Beachbody On Demand, there were so many bells and whistles, and it got to the point that I looked at the page and in the early comps and templates, and I just said, guys, you have now made it more difficult to work out than just to go for a run, and that's not what we want to do. So I have this big Sharpie, like a big thick Sharpie, and I wrote on my product development guy's wall. I literally took my Sharpie and wrote on his wall, faster, easier, and more reliable than a DVD. And I did 3 big underlines, and that's his test. So as he's creating technology, anything that he puts in there that's a barrier to me just getting to the workout, we have to really look at that cross-eyed. And, you know, there was a time, maybe I would say 5 years ago, 4 years ago, that all of a sudden the gaming companies came out with sort of robotic, an avatar doing the workout for you, right? So instead of a Tony Horton or Shaun T there was some computer image, and you could make her look the way you wanted to look, and she would coach you through this. And I remember seeing that and thinking, and because they asked if we wanted to recreate P90X in this sort of interactive, robotic sort of sense, and I just said no. Like as great as technology is, the human element is the most powerful motivator. And, you know, Tony Horton's jokes coming out of a robot or an avatar's mouth just won't be as the same. And so there's something about seeing another person go through the workout and sweat that's real. So technology is great, but it's got to be there to enable the human experience, not replace or try to mimic the human experience. So that's that in terms of the realm of fitness and nutrition. It's got to enable human improvement.
So what's on your wish list for the next step? I mean, I don't know if you offer this already. I mean, can you offer something where it's live virtual classes, where the teacher could see me through my webcam? Yep. Is VR an option if the headsets ever get small enough?
Yeah.
Is AR an option where at least I can move around and I don't trip over what's ever in my room? What's next on your wish list?
I don't think we'll be bleeding edge on that kind of stuff. We'll sort of wait and see. I do think that live classes, that's that's for sure coming. Premium level of support. If somebody's very insecure about doing a fitness program or concerned about an injury or they have something, because of two-way communication, we'll be able to give them a premium level of support. We actually have a new release, we call it Thunderbird, of the current Beachbody On Demand design that I'm really excited about because we've now managed, you know how a workout video has a modifier, right? So you want to be able to see a modified move. But generally with a workout video, you know, the camera sort of is looking at everybody in the room and going from person to person. But the person who's doing the modified version needs the modifier the entire time. So now, you know, click of a button, you have the ability to have the modifier next to the rest of the workout on your screen, so you can always see the modified version. And you can change language on the fly. You can go to French or Spanish. So all of a sudden you hear Tony talking French or Spanish.
Oh, please tell me it's actually him talking French or Spanish.
I wish it was, but it's actually pretty funny to watch him get dubbed in French. But and you can also have subtitles and different colors. And we're making it so that if the phone rings or something, you know, if you're out at the gym and you're waiting for a call or something, you can't tell them to stop the class for you, right? So now, just similar to what you would do with a movie, you can pause it or you can even exit if you're using your phone for the workout, and then you can go back to the workout and you can resume from where you stopped. So like these kind of things, we're just kind of evolving, and we're watching what the studios do and what Netflix does and what Amazon Prime does, and just using best practices and say, how does this help with the fitness and nutrition experience so that people get better results? And that's the name of the game.
Awesome. Carl Daikeler, thank you so much for coming in to WCBS. This has been WCBS Live on Facebook Live. Thank you so much for watching.